Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching Georgia Beer Reviews. Back at you today with another one. And what I'm looking at is a beer from Drekker Brewing Company out of Fargo, North Dakota. This is the Clueless Wonder. It's a double IPA clocking in at 8.3% alcohol. They use pale two-row oats, or I'm sorry, pale two-row malt, oats, Carafone, and spelt malts. The hops that they use are Mosaic, Citra, Azaka, Cashmere, Lemon Drop, 007, and, well, Melon. The yeast is a house IPA yeast. That seems to be the yeast that they use with all of their IPAs. Once again, pretty cool can art with the Drekker beer. A lot going on there. I like it. All right. But it's not about the can art, it's about what's in the can. So far, I haven't been disappointed by Drekker. I don't expect that I will be now, but let's go ahead and get into it and see. All right. Pour it up. Good looking beer in the glass. So with the Drekker IPAs that I've had, I've noticed that they're hazy, but they're not super murky like a lot of the New England juice bombs up here. Of course, this is a North Dakota beer, so I wouldn't necessarily expect that. I guess I'm just getting used to it. So very similar to the other Drekker beer that I had recently. It's a hazy orange appearance when you hold it up to the light. Obviously, you can see a lot of light through it, but no sediment, particulate matter floating around that I can detect. The head, about a 1.5 fingers worth of a white, kind of a cross between a frothy and a creamy head on this one. Some nicely wound, some tightly, what am I trying to say? Some small bubbles, some big bubbles. A nice variety there on the head. The aroma, some tangerine citrus notes, a little bit of pineapple with this one. The malt is coming through as well. A little bit of breadiness on the nose. Not quite as fresh bakery type bread aromas like I was getting with the Underwater Ally, but nice malt character, nice hop character. None of the 8.3% alcohol is detectable on the nose. It smells like it's going to be a pretty good IPA. A lot of nice juicy hop aromas. So, without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers. A little bit of tangerine citrus. This was canned on January 26th of 2022, so it is a couple months old now. Not super fresh, but I'd say it's still within the fresh date for this type of a beer. I would say 3 months would be the cutoff. Um, so the nice tangerine citrus notes coming through, a little bit of pineapple. I'm not getting any other tropical fruit notes. Then it leads into the middle where you're getting that nice bready malt character. Kind of like a wheat bread type feel to this one. Even though they don't use wheat malt, they do use oats in it. And the pale two-row, Carafone, and spelt. Yeah, this is enjoyable. It's not quite as good as the Underwater Ally that I had earlier. Um, it's a little bit more malty, less hoppy. There's not as much hop complexity with this one. The finish is about the same, though. It's kind of juicy, but it is slightly drying as well, going down the throat, probably from the 8.3% alcohol. It is very drinkable in that sense because it dries out the palate as you're swallowing it down, which makes you want to go right back in for another sip. You could get carried away with this one just like the other one. It's very drinkable. Scary drinkable for an 8.3% double. Yeah, I would like a little bit more hop action, a little bit more tropical fruit, a little bit more fruit in general, because this one is actually kind of more on the malty side. You get that initial burst of citrus, and then it leads right into the bready malt character, and then you swallow it down, it dries out the palate, and you're finished with it. So it's very short on the palate. It doesn't really offer that much in terms of complexity, but everything else is on point with the drinkability. The body is medium. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. Carbonation is on the medium side. This is probably my least favorite Drekker beer that I've had so far. I have had a few. I haven't had a ton. I've only had a couple of the IPAs, and then the other stuff being the fruited sours, which are just dynamite. This one's enjoyable. I think it is excellent, but it's on the lower end for me. I'm gonna go with a 92 out of 100. It's an excellent beer, but it's an A minus. It's not really getting into that solid A. I would have liked more hop character, as I mentioned. A little bit more body would have been nice too. The carbonation, the mouthfeel, the finish are nice. But yeah, just a little bit to be desired in the hop category. I would have liked a little bit more, maybe tropical fruit, or even just a little bit more of that orange, that tangerine citrus that I'm getting would have been nice. Just more of it. But yeah, it's an enjoyable beer overall. But in today's world, with all of these juicy IPAs and all of these types of beers that they're pumping out, it really doesn't stand out. So for that reason, it gets an A minus. But it's still an excellent beer. I would highly recommend it if you can get Drekker beers in your area. It's definitely worth a shot. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a little disappointing compared to the other Drekker beers that I've had. So with that being said, that'll do it for this beer for you guys. 92 out of 100 for the Drekker Clueless Wonder Double IPA. Buy it, try it, let me know what you guys think. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and we'll see you here all on the next one. Until then, cheers, everybody.